Thank you, Chair Eldridge and Chair Day, for this opportunity to speak in support of H 1795, an act establishing a prison and jail construction moratorium. And thank you to the other honorable members of the committee as well. My name is Sarah Nawab, and I'm an attorney at Prisoners Legal Services of Massachusetts, and I'm the founder and director of our Women's Incarceration Conditions and Reentry Project. I want to sincerely thank you for allowing incarcerated people to testify today and hope that it will be the norm moving forward to allow all incarcerated people who wish to testify to do so. MCI Framingham, the oldest women's prison in the country, has fallen into disrepair due to neglect by the Department of Correction, and the DOC is now seeking to remedy that disrepair by spending over $50 million in taxpayer funds on a women's prison project. We note that the moratorium allows for repairs and maintenance, and PLS appreciates that the DOC and county sheriff's offices are ready to prioritize such. We urge them to do so while the Commonwealth simultaneously pauses new construction so that we can find a different way forward instead of repeating mistakes of the past and attempting to build our way to reform. PLS's Women's Project interviewed and surveyed dozens of incarcerated women throughout Massachusetts and published their anonymized experiences in a comprehensive report released in July of last year. The report details incarcerated women's stories around violence and trauma at the hands of prison staff, retaliation for reporting staff misconduct, mental illness, and discrimination based on gender identity and race. Much of the harm that women face at the hands of correctional staff is in contravention of law and yet continually occurs with impunity, indicating that the violent and punitive culture that enables harm toward incarcerated women is endemic to prisons and jails. Moreover, the surveillance inherent to incarceration, particularly when exercised by men with state-sanctioned authority over women in custody, is traumatic. Notably, previous attempts throughout the country to incorporate trauma-informed practices into women's prisons have abjectly failed, demonstrating how such practices are diametrically opposed to prisons and jails, where violence and harm are inherent to operations. To adequately respond to and remedy the harm women face in these systems, we must reduce reliance on punishment, decarcerate women, and shift resources to community-based systems of care that are equipped to support human dignity and healing. There are already underutilized laws in the books that can be implemented to decarcerate safely, such as the primary caretaker's law, clemency, parole, ending life without parole, and medical parole. And with a 5-year pause on prison and jail construction and a reallocation of resources, communities can build systems to focus on healing and addressing underlying causes of harm and violence. Massachusetts has always been a national leader when it comes to progressive change and innovation, including in the realm of criminal justice. Many of the Commonwealth's prisons, including MCI Framingham, were built in the name of reform, and those same prisons are now rife with environmental degradation, brutality, and inadequate medical and mental health care. With the prison population in Massachusetts at historic lows, now is the time to pause construction and show the country what a different way forward looks like. Instead of resigning ourselves to the future of incarceration of the daughters, granddaughters, and great-granddaughters of the most vulnerable communities in the Commonwealth, we invite you to help create a better future for the Commonwealth's women, one that is life-giving, that supports care, accountability, healing, and well-being. PLS urges you to report H 1795 out favorably, and I thank you for your time. I'm happy to take any questions.